Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. It is Tuesday night. That means it's time for Here's the Pitch Baseball. That's my 1956 National League replay. We are going to play the last games of Sunday, May 13th, 1956 tonight. And I said games because we have a doubleheader. And if you are as big a fan of baseball as I think you are, you know that so often on Sundays that meant twin bills. Just like in the old days, that was in the old days. And the old days also, Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day also meant doubleheaders. And we've had a bunch of them on May 13th here for my replay. Today we are in Pittsburgh at Forbes Field where the Philadelphia Phillies come a-calling. It's the 6-13 Phillies against the 8-12 Pirates. That means the 8th place Phillies are going up against the 7th place Pirates in a twin bill. Well, we have some interesting pitching matchups. In Game 1, it's new acquisition for the Phillies, Harvey Haddix, the kitten, if you will, going against Ron Klein, who became, of course, an outstanding reliever in the 1960s. And in Game 2 for the Phillies, it'll be Saul Rogovin going against Dick Hall, who also became a fine reliever in the 1960s. Excuse me. So we'll see how this works out. There were no games scheduled on Monday, May 14th, 1956. So next week when I see you, we have a big matchup coming up. The Cardinals at the Dodgers start a big series, and that'll be next Tuesday night. So I hope you'll join me for that. In the description for this video is the link to the ASG Games website where you can find Play Ball Baseball, you can find Fall Classic Baseball, and you can find Field Day Baseball, along with a whole bunch of other sports and sims to check out. Also in the description for this video is the link to my channel membership. With membership to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World, you can find videos that subscribers cannot see, including playing tips, game demos, tutorials, book reviews, exclusive replays, special reports, and lots more. You also get, as a channel member, $10 off every season set in the secondary store and $2 off every individual team. And you also get a free gift from me every month as a thank you for being a channel member. So check that out. Both links are below in the video description. But for now, let's get down to the field. Forbes Field, in fact, where we check out the lineups and the batting orders and roll a field day baseball doubleheader. For the visiting Philadelphia Phillies, leading off in center field, it'll be Richie Ashburn. Batting second at second base, Ted Kaczynski. Batting third at first base, Marv Blaylock. Del Innes cleans up, he's in left. Willie Jones bats fifth, he's at third. Jim Greengrass bats sixth, he's in right. Andy Semenick bats seventh, he's catching. Roy Smalley Sr. bats eighth, he'll play short. And Harvey Haddix bats ninth. The kitten will do the pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies. For the Phillies in 1956, Harvey Haddix was 12-8 with a 3.48 earned run average. And he arrived just 2 days before on May 11th. All right. And he came from, I believe it was St. Louis. All right, for the home standing, Pittsburgh Pirates, Gene Freese will lead off at second. Bobby Del Greco bats second at third base. Dale Long bats third, he's at first. Frank Thomas cleans up, he's in left. Roberto Clemente is in center field, batting fifth. Lee Walls bats sixth, he's in right. Dick Grote bats seventh, he'll play short. Jack Shepard bats eighth, he's catching. And Ron Klein is on the mound. In 1956, Ron Klein was 14-18 with a 3.37 earned run average. All right, now it's time to, and he was a right-hander. Now it's time to check the stuff of everybody. We'll start with Ron Klein. He has 4.323 stuff. And we go to the kitten, Harvey Haddix, 3.235. And of course, Harvey Haddix was a pitching coach for the Buccos later in his life. All right, so Richie Ashburn steps in the batter's box against Ron Klein, and here we go. The delivery by Klein and a base hit to center field for Richie Ashburn. We are underway in game one of our twin bill. Ted Kazansky strolls to the plate. He's the Unabomber. Watch out for him. He's got a manifesto going in his locker, so you got to really keep an eye on him. Ron Klein, the stretch and the delivery, and that's going to be hit to third. Let's see if third baseman Bobby Del Greco is going to be able to make this play. He is, and he will make this play. And he might turn too. Let's see. Del Greco's arm at second base, or at third base, and if I looked at the right team, it would be even better. Del Greco's arm is a V. My goodness, Bobby Del Greco's got a hose at third base. All right, Del Greco fires to freeze for one, and that's all they're going to get. They get the force on Ashburn. But the Unabomber is safe at first base, and Marv Blaylock comes to the plate. Double play depth for the Pirate infield again, and the delivery. Swung on by Blaylock. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be hit. It's into the gap. It's going to be extra bases in spacious center field at Forbes Field. Coming around third and scoring is Kazansky. Going to third, sliding with a triple is Marv Blaylock. It's 1-0 Phillies. Top of the first inning, scoring off of Ron Klein. Now the Pirate infield is going to play in at the corners and back up the middle. Del Ennis at the plate, and the delivery to Ennis. That is a line drive to first, caught by Dale Long. And there's two away. Blaylock didn't even have a chance to get too far off third base. So 2 outs. Man at third, Willie Jones Puddinhead at the plate. Klein's going to wind up and deliver. This is swung on and hit to left. Can of corn for Frank Thomas, and he's got it for out number 3. But the Phillies get a run in the top of the first on 2 hits. They leave one 90 feet from the pay station. We go to the bottom of the first. Phillies 1, Pirates coming to bat. It'll be Freeze, Del Greco, and Long against Harvey Haddix in the bottom of the first. The delivery to Gene Freeze is swung on and bounced to second. Kazansky gloves it and flips to Blaylock for out number 1. Bobby Del Greco is the batter now. Harvey Haddix kicks and deals to him, and he walked him. A 1-out base runner for the Buccos, and here comes Dale Long, the left-handed batting first baseman for Pittsburgh. Haddix the stretch and the pitch to Long. And I struck him out. He made him look sick on a bender. 2 down, Del Greco still at first, and here's Frank Thomas. Haddix the stretch, the pitch, and a base hit for Frank Thomas into right center. Del Greco around second, he's going to third. The throw comes into second base by Richie Ashburn, and the Pirates have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Here's Roberto Clemente. Haddix the stretch, the pitch to Roberto is ripped to center. That will score Del Greco easily. Frank Thomas around second, he's going to stop at third. It's a 1-1 ball game on an RBI double by Roberto. Now Lee Walls comes to the plate, still 2 outs. And the stretch by Haddix, the delivery to Walls. And strikes out Lee Walls to retire the side. But in the first, the Pirates strike back with a run of their own. On 2 hits, they leave 2. We go to the second. Phillies 1, Pirates 1. We're just getting started. We got a twin bill tonight. All right, Jimmy Greengrass, Andy Semenick, Roy Smalley come to the plate in the Phillies second. Ron Klein deals. Greengrass bounces 1 to third. That's Del Greco. He fires across the diamond to Dale Long for out number 1. Andy Semenick, the catcher, is up there now. Ron Klein deals to him. Grounder to short. A worm burner to Dick Grote. He throws to Dale Long for out number 2. Roy Smalley, the batter now. Harvey Haddix would be next. The delivery is going to be a strike 3 looking for Smalley. First strikeout for Ron Klein ends the Phillies second inning, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the second. Pittsburgh 1, Philadelphia 1. Dick Grote, Ron Shepard, and Jack Shepard and Ron Klein coming up for Pittsburgh. 7, 8, 9 hitters against Harvey Haddix. He kicks and delivers. This is swung on by Grote, and it is hit to Del Greco at third. To Willie Jones at third. And it's by Pudd'nhead into left field for a leadoff single for Dick Grote. Jack Shepard comes to the plate now as the Phillies defense moves to double play depth. The stretch by Haddix and the delivery to the Pirate catcher is a base hit for Jack Shepard to right field. Around second comes Grote. He's going to third. The Pirates have runners at the corners for Ron Klein, and the Phillies infield is going to move in at the corners. A lot of options here. Klein, not a bad bunter. The stretch by Haddix and the delivery. He's not bunting, and this is going to be ball 4. He walked. Did he walk him? No, he didn't. He popped it up on the infield. That is Roy Smalley calling and taking for out number 1. Gene Freese comes to the plate now. Double play depth all the way around for the Phillies infield. Haddix the stretch. The delivery to Freese is a grounder to second. Slowly hit. Kazansky goes to Smalley for 1, and that's all they're going to get. It's a 4-6 putout of Jack Shepard. Grote scores from third. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh. Freeze safe at first on the fielder's choice, and here's Bobby Del Greco with 2 outs. Haddix the stretch, and the pitch to the bucko third baseman is swung on and missed by Del Greco. He got him on a bender. Third strikeout for Harvey Haddix. But in the second, the Pirates get a run and take the lead. On 2 hits, they leave 1. We go to the third. Pittsburgh 2 and Philadelphia 1. It'll be Haddix, Ashburn, and Kazansky. 9-1-2 coming up in the Phillies' third inning. The wind and the delivery by Ron Klein is ball 4. He walked his counterpart, and that's the potential tying run right there. Here's Richie Ashburn. Well, the stretch by Klein, the pitch to the 1-for-1 Ashburn, he's not bunting. It's a grounder to first. Gloved by Long, he's going to fire to Grote for 1. And the return throw is too late to retire the speedy Ashburn. He's safe on a fielder's choice. Kazansky comes to the plate now. The stretch by Klein and the delivery. And there goes Richie Ashburn. And it is going to be a, let's see what this will be. It is swung on by Kazansky and hit to short. No chance for a double play. Grote throws to Long for the putout on Kazansky, and Ashburn is safe at second. 2 outs now for Marv Blaylock, the first baseman. The stretch by Klein and the delivery to Blaylock is swung on. It's a ground ball to third. That's Del Greco, and that will get by him into left field for a base hit. Ashburn will stop at third. Phillies at the corners with 2 outs. Here's Del Ennis. Klein's trying to wriggle off the hook here. The stretch by Ron Klein and the delivery to the 0-for-1 Del Ennis is swung on and hit on a line to right. Coming on is Lee Walls, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Phillies threaten but don't score in the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Pittsburgh 2 and Philadelphia 1. It'll be Long, Thomas, and Clemente, the meat of the Pittsburgh order, coming up in the bottom of the third inning. Harvey Haddix kicks and delivers, and strikes out Dale Long. Second strikeout for Long in the ball game, 4th for the Kitten, and here comes Frank Thomas. The wind and the delivery by Haddix. Thomas swings and lines one to left. It drops in front of Del Ennis, and the Pirates have a 1-out base runner. Roberto Clemente comes to the plate as the Phillies move to double play depth. Haddix, the stretch and the delivery to Roberto, and I struck him out. Number 5 for Haddix, and Lee Walls comes to the plate with Thomas still at first. The stretch by Haddix and the delivery to Walls, and he strikes out the side. He works around a single by Thomas, but Haddix does indeed fan the 3 Pirates he needs to get out of the third inning. We go to the fourth, and your score, Pittsburgh 2 and Philadelphia 1. Game 1 of a twin bill, and I've got a refreshing beverage. I hope you do too. It'll be Willie Jones, Jimmy Greengrass, and Andy Semenuk coming up in the Phillies' 4th inning. All right. Ron Klein deals to the 0-for-1 Willie Puddinhead Jones, and that's a grounder to third, gloved by Del Greco. He fires to Dale Long for out number 1. Jimmy Greengrass, the batter now. He's the right fielder, and he's 0-for-1. The delivery by Ron Klein is a grounder to short. Gobbled up by Dick Grote. He fires to Dale Long for out number 2. Andy Semenuk, the batter now. He's 0-for-1. Klein kicks and deals. And that is a grounder to short. One more time. Rinse and repeat as Dick Grote fires to Dale Long. And the Pirates are gone, or the Phillies are gone in the 4th. Pirates coming up in the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Grote, Shepard, and Klein, the bottom third of the Pittsburgh order. Harvey Haddix winds and delivers. Swung on by Grote. It's hit to left. This is going to drive Ennis back a few steps, but he's got room and puts it away for out number 1. Jack Shepard, the batter now. He's 1-for-1. The delivery by Haddix is swung on. It's a ground ball to short. That's Smalley. He fires to Marv Blaylock for out number 2. Here's Ron Klein with nobody on base. The delivery by the Kitten is a grounder to third. That's Willie Jones. He gloves it by the third base bag and fires across the diamond to Marv Blaylock for out number 3. Nothing across for Pittsburgh in the 4th. We seem to have settled into a pitcher's duel. It's Pittsburgh 2 and Philadelphia 1. Smalley, Haddix, and Ashburn coming up in the Phillies' 5th inning. Good time to check stamina. Ron Klein can face 30 batters before fatigue may be an issue. He has faced 16. Harvey Haddix can face 34, and he has faced 18. So they're both doing okay for stamina. Smalley up there now, and the delivery by Ron Klein. And he walks the Phillies shortstop. Here comes Haddix to the plate. And the stretch by Ron Klein, and the delivery. Haddix squares to bunt. And let's see, we've got an adventure. No, it's not an adventure. It's strike 2. Are we going to keep the bunt on? Yes, we are. We're going to keep the bunt on, so that'll drop Haddix to a... Oh, boy. No, we're not. No, we're not going to keep the bunt on. The delivery by Klein and Harvey Haddix. Lines 1 to left. Coming on is Frank Thomas, and he's got it for out number 1. Retreating to first is Smalley, and here's Ashburn. Well, maybe they should get the runners moving. You got to do something. They're 6-13. They're 1-13 in their last 14 games. They're not in a good stretch, let's just say. Roy Smalley, not a fast man. Oh, boy. All right, Klein the stretch, and the delivery to Ashburn is a fly to center. Under it is Clemente, and he's got it for out number 2. Smalley goes back to first, and here comes Kazansky at 0 for 2. Klein the stretch, and the delivery to Ted. He walked him. So Klein's control getting a little shaky here in the Phillies' 5th inning. Marv Blaylock is 2 for 2 and has a chance to tie the game right here. The stretch by Klein, and the pitch to the Phillies' first baseman is a ground ball to third, and that's going to get knocked down by Bobby Del Greco. The bases will be loaded. Smalley to third, Kazansky to second, Blaylock safe at first, and here's Del Ennis, the cleanup hitter. Del is 0 for 2. Klein the stretch, and the delivery is swung on and hit to second. Gene Freeze sidearms it to Dale Long to retire the side, and the Phillies leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mayo Smith is looking for the Maylocks. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and we're halfway through this game 1 of our twin bill tonight. The Pirates 2 and the Phillies 1. Top of the order coming for the Buccos. Freeze, Del Greco, and Long coming up against Harvey Haddix. The wind in the delivery, and I struck him out. Number 7 for Harvey Haddix on the day in just 4 1/3 innings. Here's Del Greco. He's 0 for 1. The delivery to him is a base hit for Del Greco. It goes to right field, and that's collected by Jimmy Greengrass. 1 on with 1 out for the Pirates. Here's Dale Long. Double played up for the Phillies infield. Haddix the stretch, and the delivery is swung on and hit to center. Back is Richie Ashburn, and he's got it in front of the batting practice cage in deep center field. He fires it back toward the infield as Bobby Del Greco hustles back to first, and Frank Thomas comes to the plate. Haddix the stretch and the delivery. And this is a grounder to third. Willie Jones gloves it, and he's going to go the short way to Ted Kazansky covering second to retire the side. Nothing across for the Buccos in this 5th. We go to the 6th. It's Pittsburgh 2 and the Phillies 1. We got a good one in game 1 of our twin bill. It'll be Willie Jones, Jimmy Greengrass, and Andy Semenuk coming up in the Phillies' 6th inning. Ron Klein deals. Swung on, no, check swing, and first base umpire Stevie Wonder says no swing. So Willie Jones goes down to first base. There's the potential tie run, and here comes Jimmy Greengrass. The stretch by Klein. Greengrass is 0 for 2, and the delivery is swung on by Greengrass, and that is a line drive caught by first baseman Dale Long. Scrambling back to first is Willie Jones, and there's one away. Andy Semenuk is 0 for 2, couple of groundouts to Dick Groat on his ledger. The stretch by Klein and the delivery to the Phillies catcher is a ground ball toward Dale Long and by him into right field. Around second and going to third is Willie Jones, and the Phillies are in business in the 6th inning with runners at the corners, and here's Roy Smalley. Harvey Haddix is on deck. The Pirate infield is going to play in at all four. They're going to play in at the corners and double play depth up the middle. Hope Smalley bounces into a twin killing. Ron Klein in a 6th inning jam. The stretch and the delivery. Swung on in line towards center. Coming on is Clemente. He is going to make the catch, and he's too shallow for Willie Jones to tag up. So with 2 down, it'll be Harvey Haddix's job to bring home the tying run. Willie Jones at third, Andy Semenuk at first, the stretch by Klein, and the delivery to his counterpart is a base hit for Haddix. He brings home the tying run. Jones scores. It's 2-2. Around second is Semenuk, and he's looking to go to third. Are you kidding me? So this is Frank Thomas, and he's going to try and gun down Semenuk at third, and he doesn't get him. Semenuk slides in safely. The hustling Phillies. So it's first and third for Philadelphia with 2 outs. They've tied the ball game on an RBI single by the pitcher, Harvey Haddix. Semenuk at third, Haddix at first, and here comes Richie Ashburn, probably their best player. Ashburn's 1 for 3. Klein trying to get out of the 6th. He's still okay for stamina. There's stirring in the Pirate bullpen. Nobody throwing yet. The stretch by Klein and the delivery to Ashburn is swung on and hit on a line to center. Here comes Roberto one more time, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Phillies do get a run, though, on 2 hits. Say it with me. Oh, those bases on balls. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and your score, Phillies 2, Pirates 2. Clemente, Walls, and Grote coming up 5, 6, 7 for Pittsburgh in the 6th inning. Haddix has a fresh start here. The wind and the delivery to Roberto. And hey, struck him out. Number 8 on a dead fish changeup. 1 down, and here's Lee Walls, who has struck out twice in the ball game against Harvey Haddix. The stretch, the delivery to Walls, is a swung on. It's a ground ball to third. This is Jones by the third base bag. He fires to Blaylock for out number 2. Dick Grote's 1 for 2, and he's up there now. Harvey Haddix kicks and deals. And Grote strikes out on a bender, number 9 for Haddix. We go to the 7th, and we got a ballet game going on. It's 2-2 out there. It'll be Kazansky, Blaylock, and Ennis, 2, 3, 4 batters for Philadelphia coming up against Ron Klein. And it's tempting to get that bullpen going. But you got 2 games to get your way through, so I am going to wait to do that for the moment. All right, Kazansky up there. He's 0 for 2. The delivery by Ron Klein is hit to center. Back a few steps is Roberto Clemente, but he's got it for out number 1. Marv Blaylock is on fire. He's 3 for 3 with a ribby. He's up there now. The delivery by Ron Klein is swung on. That's hit to left. Coming on is Frank Thomas, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Nice play by Frank, and here's Del Ennis, the left fielder. Del is 0 for 3. Klein kicks and deals, and a base hit for Del Ennis to the center field. Drops in front of Clemente, and the Phillies have a 2-out base runner. Willie Puddinhead Jones comes to the plate. The stretch by Klein, the pitch to Puddinhead is a ground ball to short. This is Grote. He throws to long, and the side is retired. Nice recovery inning for Ron Klein. Nothing across for the Phillies. It's time to stretch them out at Forbes Field. With your score, the Phillies 2 and the Pirates 2. For Pittsburgh in the 7th inning, it'll be Shepard, Klein, and Freese scheduled, although a pinch hitter has moved into the on-deck circle for the Pirates. It's Eddie O'Brien, so he may be batting for pitcher Ron Klein, and at the same time, right-handed reliever Roy Face is warming up for the Buccos, so we may be getting some changes here in the bottom of the 7th. We have a 2-2 game, and Harvey Haddix is out for his 7th inning of work. He has struck out 9. He has allowed 5 hits and 2 runs, both earned. The wind and the delivery by Harvey Haddix to Jack Shepard is hit to right and deep, and that's going to get over the head of Jimmy Greengrass and one hop the wall. Shepard around first. He cruises into second with a leadoff double. And that well, let's see. They're going to let Klein bat. So O'Brien comes back to the dugout, and Klein is going to bat. And I think everybody in the ballpark knows what he's about to try. The stretch by Haddix and the delivery, and that will be strike 2. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, yeah, they're going to leave him up there. All right, Haddix the stretch, and the delivery to Klein. He is trying to bunt, and he strikes out. So that didn't work. He bunts and misses on strike 3, and that brings up Gene Freese with Shepard still at second base. Haddix the stretch. Freese 0 for 3 with a ribby. And this is hit toward right. That's Greengrass. And he will make the catch for out number 2. And I believe Shepard is going to hold. Yes, he will. 2 outs now. Here's Del Greco, the third baseman. Haddix trying to get out of a sticky bottom of the 7th. Harvey Haddix sets and delivers. And a hit to left and deep by Del Greco. Back goes Del Ennis, warning track, wall, and it's gone. A 2-run bomb for Del Greco makes it 4-2 Buccos. Well, that turned into kind of a crazy bottom of the 7th inning. We get a double and a strikeout trying to bunt, but Del Greco makes it all okay with a 2-run homer. Now Dale Long, and the delivery to him is hit to second. That's the Unabomber, Kazansky, and he boots it. It's an E4 that puts Dale Long on at first base, and now the Phillies bullpen scrambles into duty. And that's going to be right-hander Bob Miller. All right. Haddix all of a sudden in trouble here, and he's got the cleanup hitter Frank Thomas, not that Frank Thomas, coming to the plate. Long at first, 2 men out in the bottom of the 7th, 4-2 Pirates. Haddix the stretch, and the delivery is swung on and popped up. This wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. Under it is the Unabomber, and he's got it for out number 3. For the Pirates. In the 7th, they get 2 runs on 2 hits and take a 4-2 lead as we go to the 8th. Ron Klein is back out there, and Roy Face looks ready to go if he's needed. All right. So it will be Greengrass, and then Semenuk, and then Smalley, 6, 7, 8 hitters for Philadelphia in the 8th inning. If anybody gets on, it'll be Harvey Haddix. The wind and the delivery by Ron Klein. And we've got field day charts. Base hit to left. That drops in front of Frank Thomas, and Greengrass is going to try and stretch it into a double. Here comes Thomas with the throw towards second base. It's late, and Greengrass is in, sliding with a double. Well, that's a good start for Philadelphia. I didn't see that coming. And here's Seminick. This might be Ron Klein's last hitter. No, they're going to go get him now. All right, so Face is coming on. Now, Roy has been inconsistent, and that's a nice way of putting it, in the early season here. So we'll see how he does. He's going for a 6-out save. He can face 11 batters before fatigue may be an issue. Let's check his stuff. He has pretty good stuff. 3-2, 3-5. And he's going to bat in the number 9 spot in the order. He's facing Seminick, who's got plenty of power. The stretch by Face. Seminick 1 for 3 of the delivery. Is a strike 3 on the Scroogey. Or the forkball, I guess he threw. Or was it both? I can't remember. And I should know this, but I can't remember. Seminick strikes out, and there's one down in the 8th. Forkball. Forkball, I think, was what he threw. All right, Smalley up there now, 0 for 2. Greengrass still at second. Haddix is not in the on-deck circle. Into the on-deck circle is Elmer Valo. Somebody named Elmer is on deck. Depending upon the website you look at, I got Valo. Let's call the whole thing off. Here's Smalley, 0 for 2. The stretch by Face and the delivery to the Phillies shortstop is pop-up. Let's see if it gets out of play. It is caught by Dale Long near the first base stands. So that's 2 down, and here comes Elmer. So Harvey Haddix finishes his debut with the Phillies at 7 innings of work. He allows 8 hits. One of them was a home run. He walked 1. He struck out 10. He allowed 4 runs. They are all earned. He's on the hook for the loss unless his teammates can rally. And here's Elmer Valo. Let's call the whole thing off. Face, the stretch, the pitch. He's the tying run at the plate. And the delivery. And hey, struck him out, and that retires the side. Nothing across for the Phillies in the 8th. We go to the bottom of inning number 8. And your score, Pirates 4, Phillies 2. We're getting a new Phillies pitcher in the bottom of the 8th, and that's going to be Bob Miller, a right-hander, former starter, former whiz kid, in fact. So we got to check his stuff. In 1956, Bob Miller was 3-6 with 5 saves and a 3.24 ERA. Let's see what kind of stuff Bob is bringing to the table today. 3.242. He's a right-hander, and he's going to face Clemente, Walls, and Grote for Pittsburgh in the bottom of the 8th as they look for insurance, or as they say in Bloomington, Illinois, insurance. And the delivery by Bob Miller is popped up by Roberto in short right field. Kazansky calls for it and takes it for out number 1. Game 2 coming up right after. Lee Walls is at the plate. He's 0 for 3. The delivery to him. is a fly to right. Over by the foul line is Jimmy Greengrass, and he's got it for out number 2. Dick Grote comes up there now. Miller winds and deals to the Pirate shortstop, and it's popped up in fair territory. This is Marv Blaylock, and he will take it for out number 3 in the bottom of the 8th. And that brings us to put up or shut up time for the Philadelphia Phillies. We go to the 9th. It's Pittsburgh 4 and Philadelphia 2 in game 1. And good news for the Phillies, they have the top of the order coming up in the 9th inning. Ashburn, Kazansky, and Blaylock against the Pirates short man, Roy Face. All right, the windup by Roy Face and the delivery to Ashburn. And he struck him out. Number 3 for Face. 1 down in the 9th. Here's Kazansky at 0 for 3. Blaylock on deck. The delivery. Swung on and popped up. Gene Freeze on the infield dirt will take it for out number 2. And that makes Marv Blaylock at 3 for 4, the last chance saloon in game 1. Del Ennis would be next. The delivery by Roy Face. And Blaylock hits one on the ground to first. Dale Long will take it to the bag unassisted for a Pittsburgh Pirates winner. Let's give you the totals on this one. For the homestanding and victorious Pirates, 4 runs, 8 base hits, and they committed no errors. The Phillies, 2 runs, 8 base hits, and they committed 1 error. The winning pitcher is Ron Klein. The save goes to Roy Face. And the loss gets pinned on Harvey Haddix, who probably deserved a better fate. With the loss, the Phillies are now 6 and 14, and they're at least 8 games off the pace. Behind the St. Louis Cardinals, the Pirates improved to 9 and 12. So we'll see how game 2 goes, and then we can update the standings. But with that, now that I mentioned game 2, let's go right to game 2 and check out the lineups and the batting orders and roll some more field day baseball. In game 2 for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies, Richie Ashburn leads off in center. Ted Kazansky bats second at second base. Marv Blaylock bats third at first. Del Ennis cleans up in left. Stan Lopata gets the catching chores in game 2. He will bat fifth. Jimmy Greengrass will bat sixth and play right. Willie Jones will bat seventh and play third. And Roy Smalley will bat eighth and play short. Saul Raghavan will do the pitching. The 34-year-old in 1956 was 7-6 with a .498 earned run average. He was a right-hander. For the homestanding Phillies, Gene Freeze leads off at second. Bob Skinner bats second in right field. Dale Long bats third at first base. Frank Thomas cleans up in left. Danny Kravitz will bat fifth and do the catching in game 2. Lee Walls bats sixth and plays center. Bobby Del Greco drops down to the 7th spot and plays third base. Dick Grote bats eighth and plays short. Dick Hall bats ninth. He'll do the pitching. And in 1956, Dick Hall was 0-7 with a .475 earned run average for the Buccos. Let's see what kind of stuff everybody's got in this ball game. Starting with Dick Hall in game 2 here. All right, so Dick Hall has good stuff. 3.233. And Saul Raghavan has good stuff. 3.263. Oh boy, someone might be taking Saul deep in this game. And we are ready to go. All right. Richie Ashburn steps in the batter's box. He's ready to lead it off against Dick Hall. And we're just about ready at Forbes Field. And here we go. The delivery by Dick Hall to Richie Ashburn is swung on. That is hit to short, and that's Dick Groat country. He gloves it and makes the play across to Dale Long for out number 1, and we're underway in game 2. Phillies looking to somehow put the brakes on an awful string of baseball, 1-14 in their last 15 games. The windup and the delivery by Dick Hall to Ted Kazansky is swung on and hit to right. Over by the foul line is Bob Skinner, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Marv Blaylock, the batter now. The windup by Hall and the delivery to Marv is a base hit for Blaylock. This goes to left field. A 64 hopper out to Frank Thomas, and the Phillies have a 2-out base runner in the first inning. Here's Del Ennis. Dick Hall the stretch. The delivery to Del is going to be a base hit knocked down by Del Greco, but he can't make a play. An infield hit. Blaylock advances to second. Ennis safe at first. There's 2 on for Philadelphia. Here's Stan Lapata doing the catching in game 2. Dick Hall, the side armor with the stretch, and the delivery to Stan is a ground ball to third. That's Del Greco. He fires to Dale Long to retire the side. Phillies get a couple of base runners in the first, but can't get them across the pay station. We go to the bottom of the first. Phillies nothing, and the Pirates coming to bat. Freeze, Skinner, and Long coming up in the Pittsburgh first. Saul Raghavan deals. And a base hit for Gene Freeze to lead off the bottom of the first. Brings up Bob Skinner. Double play depth for the Phillies infield. The stretch by Raghavan and the delivery. Swung on and hit to right. In a couple of steps is Greengrass, and he's got it for out number 1. Freeze holds on at first. Here's Dale Long, the slugging first baseman for the Buccos. Raghavan sets and delivers to Long, and it is a line drive hit to center. Coming on is Ashburn, and he's got it for out number 2. Holding at first is Freeze, and now Frank Thomas. The left fielder for the Buccos, Raghavan the stretch, and the delivery to Thomas is a swung on. It's a fly to left, but a can of corn for Del Ennis. He's got it for out number 3. Nothing across for Pittsburgh in the first. We go to the second. Phillies nothing, Pirates nothing. Greengrass, Jones, and Smalley 6, 7, 8 coming up for the Phillies in the second inning. Dick Hall deals to Greengrass. And this is a comebacker to Dick Hall. He gloves it and flips to Dale Long for out number 1. Willie Jones, the batter now. The Phillies' third baseman. Hall sidearms it home to Jones, and he swings and hits one on the ground to third. That's Del Greco to his left. He plants and throws to Long for out number 2. Roy Smalley, the shortstop, is up there now. Saul Raghavan would be next. The delivery to Roy is a grounder to short. Charging it is Dick Groat, and he fires to Dale Long for out number 3. Nothing across for the Phillies in the second. No score in this one. Kravitz, Walls, and Del Greco coming up for the Pirates in the bottom of the second inning. Raghavan kicks and deals. And a base hit for Danny Kravitz. He's going to sing American Woman all the way down to first base as he runs down there. Leadoff man aboard for the Pirates, and here's Lee Walls. Boy, you got some options here. The stretch by Raghavan, the delivery to Walls, and he squares to bunt, and he gets it down. It is bunted toward first baseman Marv Blaylock, who flips to Kazansky covering first. The sacrifice moves Kravitz to second base, and Del Greco comes up. The stretch by Raghavan. The delivery to Del Greco is swung on and hit to left and deep. Back goes Ennis. Warning track, wall, and it's gone. A 2-0 Pirates lead. Del Greco with his second bomb of the doubleheader. And Grote comes to the plate. Raghavan deals. And that's ball 4. He walked him. Here comes Dick Hall now. 1 on, 1 out for the Buccos. The stretch by Raghavan and the delivery to Hall. He squares to bunt, and he gets it down. It's bunted one more time toward Marv Blaylock, who flips to Kazansky covering. Grote moves to second. He's in scoring position for leadoff man Gene Freeze. Chance for the Pirates to extend their lead, but they need a 2-out hit from their second baseman. Raghavan the stretch, and the delivery to Freeze, and struck him out. He gave him the upstairs gas, and that'll retire the side. But in the second, the Buccos score 2 on a 2-run home run by Bobby Del Greco. I said a 2-run home run by Bobby Del Greco. We go to the third, and it's the Pirates 2 and the Phillies nothing. Raghavan will lead it off for Philadelphia. Then we'll go to the top of the order with Ashburn and Kazansky. Dick Hall deals. And a base hit for Saul Raghavan. Good start for the Phillies in the third. Ashburn comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Hall the stretch and the delivery and a base hit for Richie Ashburn. This goes down the left field line. Saul Raghavan around second, going to third. Throw comes into second base. Phillies are in business with runners at the corners and nobody out in the third. Here comes Kazansky. Dick Hall, the infield at double play depth. The delivery to Ted. Swung on and popped up. In fair territory, Dale Long is calling and taking for out number 1. Here's Blaylock. Pittsburgh still looking for a twin killing. Hall the stretch and the delivery is a ground ball hit to first. That's gloved by Dale Long. Long gloves it, and he fires to Dick Grote for 1, and that's all they're going to get. The return throw is late on Blaylock, hustling down the line. Raghavan scores. Give Blaylock an RBI, and Ashburn's retired 3-6. Blaylock safe on the fielder's choice, and here's Del Ennis. It's 2-1 Pirates now. Hall the stretch and the delivery to the Phillies cleanup man, and it's a grounder to third. This is Del Greco, the man of the hour. He fires to Dale Long to retire the side. Phillies get a run on 2 hits. They strand 1. We go to the bottom of the third. It's the Pirates 2 and the Phillies 1. Skinner, Long, and Thomas coming up in the Pirates' third inning. 2, 3, 4 hitters against Saul Raghavan. The delivery. And strikes out Skinner. He gave him a changeup or something that looked like it. And here's Dale Long. Excuse me. The delivery by Raghavan to Long is a comebacker to Saul Raghavan. He throws to Marv Blaylock for out number 2. Frank Thomas, not that Frank Thomas, comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. The delivery by Saul, base hit to left. Drops in front of Del Ennis, and the Pirates have a 2-out base runner. Here's Danny Kravitz. He's going to play his guitar after the game for us. The delivery is a base hit to left field. Let's see if Thomas is going to stop at second. There's 2 on for Pittsburgh with 2 outs, and here's Lee Walls, who bunted successfully just last inning. Raghavan the stretch and the pitch to Walls. Swung on and hit to center. This will drive Ashburn back a few steps, but he's got room and puts it away for out number 3. Nothing across for Pittsburgh, although they do threaten in the bottom of the third. We go to the fourth. It's Pittsburgh 2 and Philadelphia 1. Lopata, Greengrass, and Jones coming up for the Phillies in the fourth. Dick Hall deals to the Phillies catcher, and it's a comebacker to Dick Hall. He gloves it and flips to Dale Long at first for out number 1. That'll bring up Jimmy Greengrass, the right fielder, who's 0 for 1. The delivery to him is strike 3, swinging. He got him on a bender. First strikeout for Dick Hall. 2 down now, and Willie Puddinhead Jones comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Dick Hall kicks and delivers to the Phillies third baseman, and I struck him out. He got him on another bender. That'll retire the side in 1-2-3 order. The second time Dick Hall has done that in the game. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Pirates 2 and the Phillies 1. Bottom third of the Pirate order coming up in the bottom of the fourth. Del Greco, Grote, and Dick Hall. Saul Raghavan the delivery. And Del Greco strikes out. He gave him a curveball, and Bobby didn't like it. 1 down in the fourth. Here's Dick Grote, the shortstop. Raghavan delivers to Dick Grote, and it's a line drive coming hit to center. Richie Ashburn with a running catch for out number 2. Dick Hall comes up with nobody on base. Raghavan deals to his counterpart, and it's a fly to center. Ashburn pounds the glove and makes the catch for out number 3. A 1-2-3 fourth inning for Saul Raghavan. We go to the fifth, and your score, Pirates 2, Phillies 1. We got a good one in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Game 1 went to the Buccos 4-2. It'll be Smalley, Raghavan, and Ashburn in the Phillies' top of the fifth inning. 8-9-1 coming for manager Mayo Smith. The delivery is a fly to right. Over by the foul line is Bob Skinner, and he's got it for out number 1. Saul Raghavan singled and scored the Phillies' only run in the game. Back in the third, he's up there now. Dick Hall delivers to him. Swung on and hit to right. Another chance for Skinner, and he's got it for out number 2. Richie Ashburn, the batter now. He's 1 for 2, and the delivery to him is a base hit for Ashburn to left field. Drops in front of Frank Thomas. There's a 2-out base runner. Here comes the Unabomber. Dick Hall, the stretch. Unabomber's over. It just doesn't get old. He's 0 for 2, the delivery by Hall. Field day charts. All right, let's see if he uncorks a wild one. He does not. All right. The next delivery to the guy with the manifesto, and it's a fly to center. Back a few steps is Lee Walls, but he's got room and puts it away for out number 3. We are halfway through this one, and your score, Pirates 2, Phillies 1. Good one at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. Top of the order coming for the Pirates in the fifth. Freeze, Skinner, and Long against Saul Raghavan. Let's look at fatigue while we have a moment. Dick Hall has faced 20 batters. He can face 27 before fatigue may be an issue. Raghavan also can face 27 batters. He's faced 18. They're doing okay. The delivery now by Raghavan to Freeze is swung on and hit to left. In his tracks is Del Ennis, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Bob Skinner, the batter now. The delivery to the Pirate right fielder, and let's see what happens here. This is ripped by Skinner to center and deep, and it's going to get over the head of Richie Ashburn. Skinner racing around second, heading to third. The relay coming from Roy Smalley is late, and it's a 1-out triple for the Pirates. That's a big insurance run sitting there at third base. Here's Dale Long. Good time for a refreshing beverage. Hope you've got one too. You can't beat Colombian coffee, my friends. You just can't beat it. You can't beat it. All right. Dale Long, the infield is going to move in for the Phillies. The stretch by Rogovin and the delivery to Dale Long, and that will be a grounder to second. Let's see what happens with the infield in. Where's my chart? Where is my chart? I have a chart. That's not my chart. Here's my chart. All right. So, we got a range check. We have a range check, and that's going to be hit to the Unabomber at second base. Can he make the play? That's the question on America's mind. He needs a 4-6 to make the play. He does not. It's a base hit by the Unabomber into right field. Into right field. Scoring is Skinner. It's 3-1 Buccos. Long reaches first. And the cleanup hitter for Pittsburgh comes to the plate. That's Frank Thomas. Double play depth now for the Phillies infield. The stretch by Rogovin and the delivery is swung on and hit to center. Into right center is Ashburn, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Long slams on the brakes and heads back to first. And that'll bring up the catcher, Danny Kravitz, who's 2 for 2. Rogovin the stretch and the delivery. And this is ripped by Kravitz, and it's over the head of Richie Ashburn. Long is on his horse, so to speak, and coming around third, he's going to score. Kravitz coming to third, second triple of the inning for the Pirates. It's 4-1 Pittsburgh. All right, Lee Walls at the plate. The Phillies bullpen is stirring, nobody throwing yet. Walls is 0 for 1. Rogovin sets and deals. And it's swung on and hit to center. Ashburn there and makes the catch for out number 3. But the Pirates do damage in the bottom of the 5th. They get 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1. We go to the 6th. It's Pittsburgh 4 and Philadelphia 1. Dick Hall, with an embarrassment of riches, comes out for the 6th inning. He is leading this game 4-1. He'll face the meat of the Phillies order, Blaylock, Ennis, and Lopata. Hall kicks and deals. Blaylock swings and hits one on a line to Frank Thomas, who makes the catch for out number 1. Del Ennis is 1 for 2. The delivery by Dick Hall to the Phillies left fielder is ripped by Ennis. This is to center field, and this is over the head of Lee Walls. Look at Del Ennis run. He's around second going to third, and he's got a 1-out triple. Stirring now in the Pirates bullpen. Here's Stan Lopata as the Phillies are knocking at the door. Hall, the stretch and the delivery to Stan is a fly to left. Back is Thomas. He's on the track and makes the catch. Tagging at third and coming home is Del Ennis. Give Lopata a sacrifice fly. It's 4-2 Buccos. Now it's Jimmy Greengrass at 0 for 2. Dick Hall deals to the Phillies right fielder. And this is swung on by Greengrass and hit to left and deep. Back goes Frank Thomas. It's gone. 4-3 Pirates now. Look at the Phillies are coming. Tra-la-la-la. The Phillies are coming, tra-la-la-la. And warming up in the bullpen are Nellie King and Howie Pallette for Pittsburgh. Lefty-righty double-barreled action, getting ready in a hurry. Willie Puddinhead Jones comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Roy Smalley would be next. The delivery. And Puddinhead hits one to center. Back a few steps is Lee Walls, and he will make the catch for out number 3. But the Phillies in the top of the 6th get those 2 runs back right away on 2 hits. They don't leave anybody. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Pirates 4, Phillies 3. Bottom third of the Bucko order in the 6th. It'll be Del Greco, Grote, and Hall. The wind by Saul Raghavan, and the delivery to Bobby Del Greco is popped up. In foul territory, Stan Lopata off with the mask and makes the catch for out number 1. Dick Grote is 0 for 1. He's up there now. Raghavan deals to him. And Grote pops up. A jam job pop-up in short left field is Roy Smalley, and he's got it for out number 2. So Dick Hall will bat with 2 outs and nobody aboard. And the delivery by Saul Raghavan is popped up. In fair territory, that's Marv Blaylock, and he's got it for out number 3. Nothing across for Pittsburgh. Raghavan delivers a big shutdown inning in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th, and your score: Pirates 4, Phillies 3. Smalley, Raghavan, and Ashburn due in the top of the 7th for the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, Dick Hall will face Smalley at 0 for 2 to lead off the 7th. The delivery to Roy Smalley is a base hit for Smalley. There's the potential tying run in this game. On at first base, Nellie King and Howie Paulette look ready in the Pittsburgh bullpen. Saul Raghavan comes to the plate. The stretch by Hall, and the delivery to Raghavan, he squares to bunt, and he gets it down back to Dick Hall. He gloves it and fires to Freeze, covering first. The sacrifice will advance Smalley to second, and here's Richie Ashburn. The stretch by Hall and the pitch to Ashburn is a line drive to right. Coming on is Bob Skinner, and he's going to make the catch. Holding at second is Smalley. There's 2 away, and here comes Kazansky. Dick Hall trying to get out of the 7th inning. The stretch and the delivery. Blaylock would be next. The delivery to Kazansky is a comebacker to Dick Hall. He gloves it and throws to Dale Long, and the Phillies are gone in the 7th. Time to stretch them out at Forbes Field in Game 2. With your score, the Pirates 4 and the Phillies 3, top of the order coming for Pittsburgh in the 7th. Ron Negre is the handyman, is throwing in the Phillies bullpen. He's a right-hander, but Raghavan is out for the 7th inning. The wind and the delivery by Saul, and that is hit to right. That's green grass country. And he will make the catch for out number 1. I shouldn't sound surprised at that. Hey, Greengrass made a catch. Here's Bob Skinner, 1 for 3. The delivery by Raghavan. And hey, strikes out Skinner on a bender. That is strikeout number 4 for Saul. And Dale Long comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Frank Thomas would be next. Raghavan deals to the Pirates first baseman, and a base hit to left field. Drops in front of Del Ennis, and the Pirates have a 2-out base runner. Here's Frank Thomas. Raghavan sets and delivers, and it's swung on by Thomas and hit to left and deep. Back goes Ennis, warning track, wall, and it's gone. 6-3 Pirates, and a big 2-run homer by Frank Thomas. That's going to do it for Saul Raghavan, or is it? Yes, it is. That's the end of the line for Saul. We're going to get the handyman, Ron Negre, coming in. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Raghavan goes 6 2/3 innings. He allows 10 base hits. 2 of them were home runs. He walked 1. He struck out 4. He allowed 6 runs. They're all earned. He's on the hook for the loss unless his teammates can put up a rally. Negre's stuff looks like this. He is a 4.225. He will bat in the 9 spot in the order. In 1956, the handyman was 2-3 with a 4.19 ERA. He does not have the platoon advantage against Danny Kravitz or the American Woman. Kravitz is 3 for 3, having a big day, but there's 2 outs here in the 7th. The delivery to Kravitz, and I struck him out. But the damage is done. The Pirates get 2 big insurance runs on a bomb from Frank Thomas. We go to the 8th, and your score, Pittsburgh 6 and Philadelphia 3. Dick Hall strolls back out for inning number 8. Freshly armed with a 3-run lead again. He'll face the meat of the Phillies order, Blaylock, Ennis, and Lopata in the 8th inning. The wind by Dick Hall in the delivery. Base hit for Marv Blaylock starts things off on a good note, and that's going to be the end of the line for Dick Hall. So, Nellie King, a right-hander and a future Pirate announcer, is coming on for Pittsburgh. Tell you about Dick Hall's day. He goes 7+ innings. He allowed 8 base hits, 1 of them a home run. He walked nobody. He struck out 2. He allowed 3 runs. They're all earned. He is in line for the victory if Nellie King can slam the door. Let's see what kind of stuff Nellie's got here in game 2. 3-3-5-2. He's going to bat in the 9 spot. Nellie King is in the Pittsburgh order. He's facing Del Ennis with a man aboard and nobody out. Phillies trail 6-3. The stretch by King and the delivery to the Phillies cleanup man, Ennis, is a line to left. Frank Thomas pounds the glove and makes the catch for out number 1, and Blaylock retreats to first. Here comes Stan Lopata. The stretch and the delivery to Stan is a comebacker, knocked down by King. He picks it up, and his only play is going to be to Dale Long for out number 2. That'll advance Blaylock to second base, and here's Jimmy Greengrass. He's 1 for 3, hit a home run in the 6th. The delivery, he walks him. 2 on with 2 outs for the Phillies now, and Willie Puddinhead Jones, the potential tying run, strolls to the batter's box. Nellie King does have a problem with the long ball. Let's see if Willie comes through. The stretch and the delivery is a ground ball to third. That's Del Greco. He fires across the diamond to Dale Long to retire the side. Phillies fail to come through with the tying run at the plate. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and your score, Pirates 6, Phillies 3. Negre, the handyman, is out. He will face Walls, Del Greco, and Grote in his first full inning of work. The windup by Ron Negre in the delivery is a base hit for Lee Walls. Leadoff man aboard for Pittsburgh, and here comes Del Greco with 2 bombs in the doubleheader. Negre, the stretch. The pitch to the Pirate third baseman is swung on and bounced to Kazansky at second. Ted flips to Smalley for 1, and the relay to Blaylock is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 4-6-3 double play turned by the Phillies, and they needed it. Here's Dick Grote. Nellie King is on deck. The delivery to Grote. Swung on and hit to... No, he missed everything on a bender and struck him out. Side retired in the 8th. We go to the 9th. It is put up or shut up time. For the Philadelphia Phillies, the Pirates lead 6-3. Nelly King going for the 6-out save here. And he will face Smalley. Elmer Vallo is in the on-deck circle, ready to pinch hit for the handyman, Ron Negre, and Richie Ashburn in the Phillies' 9th inning. They need 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead. The delivery by Nelly King to the 1-for-3, Roy Smalley. And that swung on and bounced to third. Del Greco fires to long for out number 1. Elmer Vallo. I'm going to offend everybody. The Vallo, everybody. He's up there now. Nelly King winds and deals. And this is swung on by Elmer and hit to right. Bob Skinner in his tracks will make the catch for out number 2, and Richie Ashburn becomes the last chance saloon in game 2. He's 2 for 4. Kazansky would be next. Nelly King winds and delivers. Ashburn swings and rolls one to short. Dick Grote gloves it and throws to Dale Long for a Pittsburgh Pirates winner and a Pittsburgh Pirates doubleheader sweep. Let's give you the totals on game 2, and then we'll update the standings. For the homestanding Pirates, 6 runs, 11 base hits, and they committed no errors. The Phillies, 3 runs, 8 base hits, and they committed no errors. The winning pitcher is Dick Hall. Did a job. Nelly King does get the save. The loss goes to Saul Rogovin. And I got to give Bobby Del Greco the Player of the Doubleheader Award for a couple of bombs. Give an honorable mention to Frank Thomas for a sort of a put-away shot in the 7th, a 2-run blast that put the game a little bit out of reach for the Phillies. With the loss, the Phillies dropped to 6-15, and that puts them, boy, that puts them, they're still 7.5 behind St. Louis. Is that right? Yep, it is right. They're 7.5 back because the Cardinals got swept in the doubleheader with the Cubs. The Pirates improved to 10-12, and that puts them 4 back of the first place Cardinals. So the Pirates, by sweeping the doubleheader, really did themselves some good. They picked up 2 games in the standings with the help from the Chicago Cubs. Next Tuesday, of course, the 14th, no games scheduled in 1956 on that Monday. On Tuesday, the National League schedule resumes. It'll be the Cardinals at the Dodgers. Hope you'll join me for that one. In the description for this video is the link to Field Day Baseball, the ASG Games website. Check that out. All these cards are available there. And don't forget the fast action cards either. And the link to channel membership. With membership to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World, you get access to members-only videos that subscribers can't see, including special reports, playing tips, game demos, tutorials, book reviews, exclusive replays, all sorts of stuff, and an archive of videos to check out. You also get, as a channel member, discounts in my secondary store, $10 off per set, $2 off per team, and a free gift every month as a thank you for being a channel member. So check out both of those links in the video description. But for now, from Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, your final in Game 2. Well, let's do the final in both games. In Game 1, The Pirates 4, the Phillies 2, and in Game 2, the Pirates 6 and the Phillies 3. Have a wonderful evening. So long, everybody.